What's going on YouTube? Welcome back to another video. So today we're going to be working on the E36 M3, and when I bought the car, the rear speakers were blown. And it's really hard to listen to music when those things are cracking and popping in the back whenever the volume is higher. So in today's video, we're going to be upgrading those with an adapter and some new Alpine speakers. So here we have the box with the new Alpine speakers. These were like the mid to lower tier range speaker. And here is the adapter bracket. It converts your 5-inch factory speaker in the rear deck to a 6x9, which is going to add a lot better sound. When purchasing brand new speakers, you often get a lot of hardware, and you get also the wiring kit in order to tap into your factory speaker wire. With the adapter, it basically just comes like this, which is like a 3D printed bracket, which are extremely affordable. In the description below, I will link these set of speakers or some that are like it, and I will also link this bracket for you guys to check out. So I am dodging some rain over here, but I really want to get this video done because I like to drive the car and I want to have music in the back. So if you see on the rear deck lid here, that's where we're going to be putting those 6x9 speakers. Basically what you're going to do is you're going to go inside the vehicle, remove these covers, and then you'll have access to unscrew the factory speaker. Because this car is about 20 years old, you want to be very careful. As you can see, a lot of the foam insulation for the speaker covers is already decaying, and then a lot of that foam that's underneath the deck lid is going to look pretty bad as well. So be pretty careful when you're taking these things off. I use a little trim tool to help pop the covers. You can't see from here, but I'm going to remove the speaker and you're going to see how bad and old these speakers are. So in order for you to remove the speaker, after you've taken all the screws out from the top, there should only be 2 or 3 of them. You are able to disconnect the connector, and then you can pull the speaker out from the bottom. Once the speaker's out, this is kind of what it looks like. And it has this little clip here that kind of hangs on to the rear deck. Now you can see here, this speaker is pretty old. Along the edge, it's completely cracked, and this thing just doesn't even work. So this wasn't even the side that I thought was broken. This is the passenger side, which the noise of the popping in when I was coming from the driver's side. So it's interesting to see what the other one will look like. But as you can see, the factory one is the speaker and the tweeter separate, and the new speakers that I got have the tweeter in the center of the 6x9. So from here, we're gonna have to do some splicing with the factory wiring, and I'm gonna have to look up the manual, and it's gonna be different for everyone's car, or a lot of the different cars, because these are blue and brown, and there may be some different colors for different years. However, a lot of that stuff is very easy to find on the internet. So we're gonna go ahead and look that up. And figure out which colors that we need to cut and splice into our new speaker wire. So after getting the new Alpine speaker in, it's nice and bolted up. As you can see, the bracket has 4 bolts or 4 screw holes all the way around for you to mount the speaker to that bracket, and at the top you have those 3 spots for the bracket to mount to the body. And you can see that this thing is super strong, given a good amount of force on it, and it stays where it is. There is a little bit of exposed wiring, which is fine as long as you're not making contact anywhere. A solution to this would be getting some sort of cover over the back side of it. But for now, this is going to be perfect. As you can see on this side, speaker mounts perfectly from the top as well, and we're just going to put that cover back on, and that is going to be the finished product. So I'm going to go ahead and finish up the driver's side, and I'll get back to you guys and let you know the difference. And to help just give you all some reference, this is what I am using to mount the bracket to the body. They're going to be, I believe, M8 by 0.5, and I just got the matching lock nut here on the other end just so I could securely mount the bracket to the body. It's kind of hard to see, but there is one, for example, right there. It just really securely mounts that bracket and allows that speaker to be well mounted. So everything is back together. I have both covers back on, and I did a little sound test. So beforehand, when those speakers were blown, you obviously couldn't hear very much from them. At low volume and low power, you were able to hear some noise from those speakers. However, it was extremely faint, and the second you brought it up into the higher volume, it would just completely distort. As you can see here, this is kind of what we were working with. There's no rebound back on there. because the rim around the outside of the speaker has completely cracked and it's lost all of its shape. So basically we're mostly probably just running off the tweeters and then a little bit of play here. And that goes for both sides. So they were both equally just absolutely broken and trash now. And now that I have actual speakers in the back, I can hear the music in all ranges and it sounds 10 times better. So I'm super happy with the difference that I've made just using those adapters and going to the 6x9 speakers. Now, of course, if you didn't want to do the adapters and you just wanted a simple bolt-in, you could just get the 5" and 1/4 speaker replacements, which is also an option that you can do, which will improve the sound of your speakers. However, all the speakers inside the car are fairly small. They're all 4 to 5 inches, so putting those 6x9s in the back really helped give a lot more sound to the rear of the car. So with that, I'm going to be putting the car back away because it has been raining the past few days. The only thing left this thing needs for the sound system would be a small, maybe a 10 or 8-inch subwoofer. So after having the new speakers in the car for the past few days, I've absolutely enjoyed them a ton. I think going from the 5" to the 6x9 is an absolute upgrade for the E36 platform if you don't already have upgraded speakers. Once again, I will list all of those down below. It'll be an Amazon link for you guys to check out, as well as 1 or 2 different speaker options that I would recommend. And basically you can just pick your own 6x9 speaker. However, these are some good ones that you can use. Coming up next for the E36 M3, I think we're going to be fixing that serpentine belt or tensioner squeal that's going on that I noticed at idle. I definitely want to refresh all of those pulleys and the tensioners as well as the belts in the front of the engine, just because I don't know when they were last done, and if they're making noise, it's probably time to replace all that stuff anyway. So stay tuned for that video coming up next. Anyway, thank you all for watching today's video. I will see you all in the next one.